Hi, welcome back, and you're very welcome if you're new. I'm going to plan today for week 32, which is the 4th through to the 10th of August, and this is my Hemlock Oak B5 minimal planner. And the theme I'm going to be doing this week is actually Lucky Duckies, but I already used some of the stickers for a journal spread, so I'm just going to show you here the products just before I used it a few days ago. I made sure to capture it so you can see. I got a set of the vinyls, I got 3 of the larger sticker sheets, and I also got the Hobonichi cousin kit. So, a really adorable collection. If you've never shopped at Hubman and Chubgirl before, if you use my code ruthsarahltd, you'll get 15% off. So make sure you do that. And their stuff is absolutely gorgeous. And I actually have a fun little collab coming up with them again soon, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, so let's get the weekly theme spread down and then the main layout down, and we can get to planning straight after that.
You block the sunlight from the window. I left the keys but couldn't close the door. All the times I convince myself there gotta be heaven and hell. Never again. Through the fire, through the flames, that's how it burns when I hear your name. You let me down when I was high. Now I go first and it's your time to lose your head. Lose yourself. I spend my life building arms. See my home turn from castles into dust. Some days you both stay and tell me how I'm strong. So there I was carrying you around. All the times I convince myself there gotta be heaven and hell. Never again. Through the fire, through the flames, that's how it burns when I hear your name. You let me down when I was high. Now I go first and it's your turn to lose your head. I lose your head. Lose yourself. Yourself. Lose your
She said I won't be back in a while. Don't wait. Already packed her bags, called a cab, made space. And she said I won't answer if you call me when you're lonely. I guess I let her go. Never mind, it's too late. But I can't believe I let you slip. I think about about it 7 days a week, and this just can't be how it's supposed to end up. It's not enough, and maybe time will make you fade, but I don't know if I'm ready to just let you go away like my friends think I should. Cause what if I just wanna be with you? I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, but honestly I can't remember if you love me, or maybe I'm just feeling lonely, I don't know. Just let her go. She got herself a guy, and he's good, no he's great. Everything she wanted packed behind the pretty face, but I kinda hope he breaks her heart into little pieces and let me pick them all back up and put them back together. But I can't believe I let you slip. I think about it 7 days a week, and this just can't be how it's supposed to end up. Cause what if you should really be with me?
Time to plan. So, I don't have a Tesco delivery to put in on Monday because I have it today. I'm actually editing this on a Saturday, and then I'm going to go around and see my mum and dad, and my younger sister will be there. And then whenever I get home later on at 4 o'clock, my delivery will come. And I'll explain why a bit later on in the planning, if you haven't seen that, why I've switched. But anyway, I didn't have anything then to put in on Monday, so Tuesday I just put in a little quarter box for leave out the bins. And then on Wednesday, to mark what the bins are, I put in a little blueberry checklist, which was really cute, and a little flower at the side of it. And then I put in a little quarter box to mark that I'm going shopping with my little sister. I'm off work all week, and we had planned to go into the city centre. Normally whenever we go shopping, we'll go once a year around Lisburn around Christmas time with my mum. And Carol and I then would go to a shop called The Range, which is like, I don't know, most of my subscribers are American, so let's say the equivalent would be Target. I don't know. But anyway, this time we're actually going to go into Belfast city centre and go around lots of different shops. My younger sister Carol is obsessed with all things autumn, and it's around this time of year that all the stuff is released, which is a whole other rant for me. Why can't we just live in the moment? It is summer. Anyway, yes, so I'm just marking in that we're going shopping on that little quarter box. Then I've been on a waiting list for some time now to get some counselling sessions through the NHS, and Thursday is my very first one. So they're going to be on a Thursday at 12 o'clock, which would normally be my lunch hour, but it's worked out well that it's starting now because I'm going to be doing it for the first time, trying to figure out how to work Google Meet and all that there, so I'll not have to worry about doing my day job. And then 3 weeks later I'll have had 3 sessions, and then hopefully I'll be fine and I can just do it on my lunch. I'm a bit nervous about it because, to be honest, I'm doing a lot better than I was, but only because I've introduced coping mechanisms into my life. So essentially I avoid my triggers and don't deal with it. That's terrible, but that's how I've been able to move on, and I'm getting there. I mean, the fact that I'm going to do a nail course tomorrow, I never would have done that a couple of years ago, and I pretty much had become a recluse in my house, and I am getting there. But what I'm trying to say is I do feel like I need to deal with it. That's something I've never done. I've just learned how to cope with it. However, it isn't very fun reliving these things and talking about them, so it will be hard. So I do think it'll maybe make me go backwards to go forwards, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. Anyway, on Friday then I'm writing in update groceries, and apparently I can't spell, so I'm just going to cover that with a little sticker and then write it in beside it rather than having to try to rip it up. But the reason I have moved my day for groceries to Saturday and updating them on Friday is because of my nail course. So like I was saying, my first one is tomorrow, but then I have my second one on the 10th and my final one the week after. And I don't want to have to be worrying on Sunday about trying to remember to update a grocery app. And I don't want to have to do anything this Monday. This Monday I actually intend on reading a book For Christmas, my older sister Laura bought me A Court of Thorns and Roses to read, the physical book. And at the time I was heavily in a reading phase, and I thought, right, I'll finish the Outlander series that I was on and then read it. But I actually DNF'd. I think it was book 5 or 6 that I was on because I was just really bored. The later books aren't the same. But also I had came out of my reading phase and I just haven't really felt like reading again. But I've decided that I'm going to have a lazy day on Monday after sort of the social stress of Sunday, and it'll be nice not to have to worry about going down and bringing in a shop. And I don't have high hopes for it. I'm just reading it because my sister bought me it, but it must be popular for a reason and she loves it. But when I read the description, I'm like, fairies? I don't think so. I don't know. I'm going to be open-minded and give it a go. I do love fantasy romance, but mine isn't really young adult style that I like. But you never know till you try. So, I mean, years and years ago, my younger sister forced me to read Harry Potter, and I was like, no, a boy wizard, and I really love it. So I'm going to do the same thing and give Laura the benefit of the doubt and take her recommendation. Anyway, sorry, I've been waffling and I've got way ahead of myself. So Saturday, I am going to weigh in and take my meds, and then at 4 o'clock is the Tesco delivery, as I was saying. For Sunday, I decided to pick a Tombow dual tip brush pen, and I'm just having a look to see what colour to go for, and I end up choosing 491, which I think is glacier blue, and it goes well with this kit. Last week I did a dashed arrow with it, but this week I decided to actually use the brush pen side and highlight the section of time where I'll be at the course, and then I'm going to put in a little quarter box and write in Nail Tech Course 2, and then put a cute little duck sticker underneath to fill in the space. By the way, that sticker that I put at the bottom of Friday is adorable. It's a little duck throwing the blueberries everywhere. You can't see it now because of my thumb, but you'll see it in a second whenever I move. And then once I complete this, that'll be everything in for the week ahead, and I intend to enjoy every second of my summer leave. So, speaking of summer leave, next week I think I'm going to do a real-time plan with me, seeing as I'm off work and have a little bit of extra time to spend planning. So I'll make sure to update you all about my course and how it went, and what I think of ACOTAR. If you're interested, let me know what you want me to talk about, because I don't want to talk about things that you're not interested in. Leave any questions or subjects you want me to talk about below, and I'll like your comment to let you know that I've read it, and we'll chat about it next week.